Good morning, all. This is Bob Linde from the Tradition School of Herbal Studies, and I'm hanging out in the backyard of the school in our teaching medicinal garden. And I thought I'd take a minute and talk about one of my favorite subjects. Yep, you all see this hanging on your fence. There's the leaf, and whoops, that's not the flower. Let's see if we can find a flower. Ah, there's a flower. This is bitter melon, and it's the tropical bitter melon. There's a flower. Let's see if we can find a prettier one. There's a flower with a leaf. And this lovely vine, oh, look at that. It's just starting to open up, is well known for its cooling properties. And it's always confusing because if you go and you start researching bitter melon, you're going to read a lot about this fruit that you chop up in stir fries, is a dish that's used throughout China, throughout the Philippines. And in the case of the Chinese bitter melon, we tend to use the fruit, and you can go to the Asian market and find it. But here in the South, in Florida, the Caribbean, Bahamas, Central South America, where this can be a little bit of a bully, we actually eat the leaf. And so the leaf is aptly named. It is very bitter. I usually start people at a dosage of about 3 leaves a day, and I always say get it in there any way you can. So this is 1 leaf, and so eating 3 of those a day. Usually I do 1 leaf 3 times a day, and it can have a dramatic effect on your blood sugar. It is correctly named. It is super bitter. So finding a way to make it more palatable is very important. But there's a secret to it. So once this fruit turns orange, you should not eat it. It's not poison, but it may not be kind to your gastrointestinal tract. Let's see if I can do this while I'm on camera, because I'm doing the camera myself. The red pulp on these is actually edible and super sweet. So that came out of the orange fruit as it is opened up, but you don't want to eat the seed. So I'm gonna eat these. And those fruit will get rid of the bitter flavor of the leaf. I'm getting the pulp off, move it around all the bitter taste. And that red fruit is high in lycopene, which is good. See? And now I took most of the pulp off. I dropped the other one. So I'm spitting the seed out. The red fruit there is good for male prostate, benign prostate hyperplasia or enlarged prostate, giving men the dribbles. Although I primarily use this leaf for blood sugar issues, it's well known for a variety of things, everything from an external wash for rashes that are red and weepy and itchy. There's some research to support its use for things like certain types of cancers and also malaria. It's an antiparasitic. The antiparasitic properties usually come from the green fruit and the seeds, but it doesn't do it in a nice way. So those will oftentimes be purging the bowels and not in a good time. And the seeds ultimately, to get that action, have to be crushed. If you just swallow the seeds, it doesn't do anything, honestly. But, one of those things where this is my go-to for blood sugar issues. It is part of Caribbean medicine. In Jamaica, it's known as Cerassee. And many of the other islands throughout the Caribbean have a similar sounding name. You can see all the flowers and fruit all over this bush. And in Puerto Rico and Spanish-speaking Caribbean, it's known as Cundamore. And so very well-known bush medicine. So go find this in your backyard. Make sure you're harvesting it from a clean location. And you can go ahead and dry the leaves and store them for at least a year and have your treatment for blood sugar issues. Probably really handy as the holidays get closer. Bob Linde in St. Petersburg, Florida, Tradition School of Herbal Studies.